Hey, brother, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all. What's good?
Yo, what up, fam? Where you at? You in the whip?
I definitely am in the whip.
All right, okay, sir. All right.
I definitely am in this damn car. Listen. Coming up from well, look, I just dropped Maria off at the house, rolling back here to my crib. When they hit me up, we was at a rooftop spot down in Hollywood. There's some Latin dancing and stuff going on. Yeah, if y'all don't know, yeah, your boy know how to do all that salsa, bachata, all that good stuff.
Hey, yo, if y'all don't know, he can dance.
Yeah. Oh, fun fact, I teach it too.
And we ain't talking about no stomp the yard dancer. We're talking about
Nah.
steal your girl. We're talking about
He
steal your
says-
girl dance.
See, he ain't gotta be all that. He ain't gotta be all that. I know damn well this thing. Hold on.
Hey, listen, Stump the Yard was fire. Hey, No Hype said, he says, listen.
Yeah, he gonna hold your lady nice and tight and show her how to dance. There's a difference.
Mr. Steal Your Girl. Oh my God. I'm
Right.
dying.
Right.
I'm over here dying, y'all. Oh my God, y'all got me over here. Listen, man, the great thing about One Period of Time podcast is that laughter is free and we having a good time. Sig, what's up, famo? How you living, bro? Welcome, Sig. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for joining, famo. We really do appreciate you, man. And everybody else in the chat. Listen, if you're a ghost watcher and you have not subscribed to Mr. Think Impossible channel, you're wrong. If you have not subscribed to Where Your Kicks 26, what you doing? If you have not subscribed to your boy J to the L, haters, we gonna levitate.
That's right. And if you're a
What you
ghost
doing?
watcher, stop ghost watching, man. Because I don't like no ghost but the Holy Ghost. You're welcome.
Whoa,
Still Sunday too.
whoa, man. Boy, Sig. Sig said
Hey.
he got those Galaxy phones in from StockX and they're legit under retail W. Sig, congrats,
Yo, Sig in the
famo.
build. What up, Sig?
Salute.
Ain't no cop like a juicy deal cop.
Like a juicy deal.
Much
All right.
respect.
All right, Jay, do y'all remember? Oh, all right, that's what it was. Back to this comment that said, nah, someone literally tried to get me to pay $830 for a shoe that goes for $600. So SneakerCon Denver, last year, SneakerCon Denver, I was on a hunt because all of y'all who know me, I was the last of the Mohegans to cop the SB4 Pine Greens. I did not have them, and I wanted that shoe bad. So I'm at SneakerCon Denver. This is last year. Man, somebody had them Pine Greens and he wanted like $860 for them, to your point. And I was like, yo, son, you was wilding right now. Like you I was like, yo, you was wilding. Now this is when the Pine Green 4s were still going for like $690, $700, but $860? I was like, and he was like, well, this is my double up pair, so I ain't really trying to sell them anyway. I can tell.
Yeah.
And he was from Texas. No hate on Texas, because last year SneakerCon Denver, like 80% of the vendors were from Texas. And he was like, I ain't really trying to sell them. Yeah, he just had them up to draw people to the table. That's all it was. And he had my size.
I mean, look, I'm gonna keep this a beam, right? So I was that guy sold, and the amount of people I saw trying to sell the brick by bricks was eye-opening, in my opinion. Because when you think about it, it's like, okay, who actually has this shoe to put on feet? Because to me, it seems like nothing but resellers are the ones that are holding on to most of the stock of the shoe. Somebody got some feedback coming through. I don't know, Jay, if it's from you or what.
How do we have bad feedback? We didn't have this at all.
I'm telling you. I don't know if it's my super hearing or what, but I can hear some feedback coming through. In any case, the amount of resellers I saw with the brick by brick fours was kind of eye opening, because it's like, all right, well, who actually has this shoe to put on feet? And you know, was it Jay? Was it you I was having this conversation with, where I said it almost seems like the thrill to cop is more so based on the fact that you see it as a financial come up than it is being excited to actually put the shoe on feet.
Yeah, we had that conversation. That was with me.
So there seems to this shift now in the amount of people that just want a shoe now just to be able to sell it versus actually wear it. Because we've discussed several times about how the brick by bricks, in our opinion, is on the same level as the Pine Green SB4s. It's the first of its kind. You know, the first of its kind with that bike air on the back versus the Pine Green SB4s had that Nike SB on the back.
Right.
So, to your point, Mr. Think, like, to see the brick by bricks on like StockX and GOAT, like they're trending $700+. And as of right now, like, think about what they're going to cost on Christmas time.
Yeah.
They're going to be $1,000+ shoe come Christmas time. And if you want to point at a sneaker to show that there was a jump in price, just remember the pink, what were those pink fours that came out for the women?
The Orchids.
Thank you. Yeah, so the Orchids came out. They jumped. Now I'm not saying they jumped to $1,000 in price, but they went up in price during Christmas time and then came back down afterwards.
Hey, yo,
I
Lewis.
can't see the comments right now. So what happened?
I know, and that's why we're laughing. So let me read it to you. Jay said, "It sounds like he's dialing in from jail. Ask him to check on Tory Lanez." Yo.
Hey, yo.
Yo.
Hey, yo.
Oh, snap.
That's what I sound like right now. I'm in jail.
Yeah,
I saw him on the AT&T payphone.
Yeah, you sound like you're on the flip phone, bro.
Right.
You
It
sound
said,
like you on
you
that
have 2
flip
minutes
phone.
remaining.
Hey.
Yo, so what were the bricks going for at Got Soul? Because remember, at SneakerCon Denver, fam, there was a plethora of bricks out here. I mean, like, literally, everybody had these bricks. I'm like, yo. So what were they going for?
I'm going to keep it a bit. I didn't even ask to do that.
Oh, you didn't even check? Okay.
I didn't even check on the price. Listen, I don't know what it was about this show, but listen, you guys were at SneakerCon and that vibe was cool. I don't know what the hell happened that got sold, but I'm telling you right now, it was a travesty. The energy just seemed like blah.
Oh, really? Huh.
Like, just like there were people running around trying to do YouTube videos, and like Wale, like he ended up showing up. You know what I mean? But it was just like, it's like they were trying to manufacture hype in there, and it just was not working.
It wasn't organic. I see exactly where you go. It wasn't organic. I got you.
It's not like.
I got you.
And Jay and I talked about this. It seems like we went from the niche that sneakers was is even smaller niche now than what it was before.
Yeah. Where your kicks, man? We talked about this, and the sneaker niche is shrinking. It's shrinking, and you know, there's multiple reasons why, but at the same time, y'all, like I said it earlier before. If you in this for the love, you're gonna be here. You know what I mean? And this is not necessarily a bad thing, because if people stop buying kicks, maybe we'll get less pairs, and maybe we'll get pairs for a cheaper rate. And if not, we just won't buy them, and we'll just cop them for under retail. You know, where your kicks, I know you're late, but I told everybody this could either be because the sneaker love, the sneaker passion could be dying out, or this is what we like to call a market pricing reset.
Well, you got to remember though, right? like sneakers wasn't necessarily in your face like that until we went through the pandemic. And then we had the Last Dance documentary, and that just put a microscope on sneakers in itself, and shifted a lot of what people were doing, because there wasn't a whole lot to do, and all of a sudden it was, oh, I can make money selling these sneakers. And so everyone jumped on the bandwagon, and then it just kind of blew up in terms of just sneaker stuff now. Like, Jay, the other day, you sent some pictures about being at, I don't know, Burlington Coat Factory, whatever.
Mhm.
Can you really think of a time before where you were seeing sneaker artwork in Burlington Coat Factory, bro? Sneaker
Honestly, not
artwork,
really. Yep.
like the pictures, posters, like, you know what I mean? Like, there was never really an emphasis on sneakers like that. You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden you can go into like your Ross and Burlington, and you'll see pictures and stuff you can put up around the house and crap like that. You know, in there. Matter of fact, then sneakers are so big, they got a whole restaurant down here in the Miami area called Grails, that the theme of it is sneaker themed.
What you got, Jay? Oh yeah, yep. The twos.
Yeah, then you found the twos there. But I'm not even talking about doing that, because for whatever reason, people have claimed, quote unquote, to have found a pair of Travis Scott frags at like a Ross. Now, whether you want to believe it or not, I don't know. All I know is my man posted them pictures with the Ross tag on there. I don't know. Now, most people right away say, oh, those are fake. But Ross is a big company. Like, if they get caught selling counterfeit items, like, they could get in some serious trouble for that, could they not?
I'm pretty sure there is no legit checking going on with anything you got going on over there.
I've seen some fake. I've seen some fake phones. I've seen some fake phones in there.
Yeah,
before.
I'm sure there's no legit checking.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about with those. I know what you're talking about with them joints, but I'm talking about, like, we've seen people posting like white cement threes. Now, although they're the boat size, like size 15, 16, 17, you know what I'm saying? But legitimately, they've had white cement threes in there. Jay, you just found them Italian twos in a size 12 at that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I just showed the chat a picture of them, and I was literally there.
So every so often, like, yeah, you can find something in there. You know what I mean? But just like that. Oh, the other one that people found was the Jackie Robinson Dunks, the original joints. Is Nike at $63 a share? That's interesting.
Yeah, I was about to look that up. That means that it's actually gone up.
Yeah, because it was at 55. I saw it at 55. But yes, no hype is right.
It dropped. It dropped in the mid 50s. I did not know that.
It at 50s for a minute.
It was $55 a share. Yeah.
All right. So listen, let's keep this a beam. Part of the reason why is what you have are investors obviously are not confident in Nike. That's what that shows. Now, what does that really stem from? When you think about what Nike meant to, say, us as in like part of our generation, and just, a lot of athletes itself as a whole through the early 90s, late 90s, and early 2000s, you got to remember, there was intrinsic value of wearing that on you. Like, if you had the swoosh on you, you felt as though you had the best sportswear out there, because all the top athletes that you was following was wearing the swoosh too. Like, there was intrinsic value of wearing Nike. Okay? Intrinsic value of wearing Nike. But now,
where is that intrinsic value of wearing Nike? And you got to remember too, like there were companies that were trying to take away market share from Nike. Like remember Under Armour and like the Click Clack series that they had for football, right? And everyone was on the Under Armour train when it came to football gear. And then at some point, Nike came in with some campaign and brought it back to Nike and won, right? Did they not? They had basketball in the chokehold for how long? How many years? A good 3 or 4 year run. And then all of a sudden, Nike put some focus into a campaign run in Nike basketball, and it brought people right back to Nike basketball. But when you look at what's going on today, right? There was an uptick in the intrinsic level of Nike when they started doing the campaigns, for these 85 highs. And instead of continuing on that trend, it just went, boop, it just fell off.
We talked about that earlier too, Lewis. Literally about that campaigning, the marketing, the advertising. Like they rolled out the red carpet, and I mean they did such a great job, running with the whole band, theme and everything.
Like, listen, for some of the younger ones in here, what y'all don't realize is you see how easily a Jordan shoe pretty much gets around in terms of the news cycle, right? But you gotta remember, like Jordan, like they used to have Jordan commercials on TV. Like they used to advertise Jordan brand on TV with Michael Jordan. Like, and I feel as though that they could easily be using social media and these shorts and Derek, I know how you feel about shorts or whatever in terms of as a content creator, but in terms of content, when you have people whose attention span is like less than 10 seconds most of the time, Nike easily could be circulating through the shorts feed, making some dope content. Like, and what's interesting is that you will now see people have taken clips of old Nike commercials and put them out there, and you'll look over at like the like button and you'll see like 100,000 plus likes and growing to those old Nike commercial clips. So I feel like they're sitting on stuff that they could easily be using, putting things out there, and they're just not doing it. Right. Like y'all remember like the Lil Penny and LeBron commercials, right? Y'all remember those? People love them commercials. Like you could easily just, instead of putting them on TV, put them out there through YouTube. Why not?
No, you absolutely
YouTube
right. Like, I don't have anything against shorts, to be honest with you. I just took them off my channel. I didn't tell you this, Lewis. I actually removed all of my shorts. I literally took them off.
Really?
I took them off. Like they're all gone. They're all gone. Took them off.
Huh?
But to your point, it's a very good way to get some exposure really fast. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, look,
like, is Nike
that's
on
why we
TikTok?
do our vertical lives.
Yeah. Is Nike on TikTok?
No, not per se. No, they're not. Mm-mm.
What? Why not?
It's a good
That's a free freaking platform for them to be on. Why are they not on TikTok?
So check this out, where your kicks, and I definitely want to say who put that out there like that. Yep, No Hype, and I agree with No Hype. They need to bring Sneakers Live back, and you know what? No Hype.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
I believe they do, and here's why. Right?
No one watched it unless they was doing a shock drop.
So I agree with you, but you have to understand something, right? Some of the reasons why I believe that they should bring it back, and it doesn't mean it has to happen every week or something like that, but it's how it's being done, right? So some of the people, let's be honest, really didn't know what was the next kick, what was going on. So Nike did not have true sneakerheads, and they did not have true people who knew the craft. Some of the people did know, they did know their craft, but they were like, oh, what's the next shoe up next? Oh, I got the wrong one. Oh, I'm sorry. Laughing. Haha, it's a joke. It's not a joke. So when we're talking about We're talking about people who really know what they're talking about, people who can speak on camera, who know how to speak confidently on camera. That was the problem. But I agree with you. Yes, people went on the live because the lives for two reasons. Mainly because potential shock drop. Number two is because Nike said, and I know you're gonna get me on this, but let's be honest, this is what Nike said, not J Elevate. If you are more interactive with the app, this will allow you to have a better opportunity to cop kicks. That is what Nike said. And that is not me. So those were the two reasons why people jumped on the live.
Yeah, they did say it.
They for sure as hell did say it, right?
Yeah.
But it would almost seem like the less interaction you have with the app, the better your chances to hit on something hype. Because they're trying to draw your behind back into the app. Listen, what do they need to do for someone who's constantly on the app anyway? They already got your view. They don't want you. They ain't worried about you. They're worried about the guy who's not coming to the app. So what they gonna do? He's gonna be on there, and then they're gonna incentivize him by throwing him a little nugget. Here goes something for you. Come on back to the app.
Nuggets. Who don't like nuggets?
As soon as you get a little bit of that nugget, what you thinking, bro? You coming right back. And the next thing you know, here come your L's. Yeah. Yeah, we got these L's for you.
Hey, Lewis, speaking of, right. Shut up and take this L.
Yeah.
Nuggets. The Nuggets got slapped.
Did they?
Man, I want to say the final score was like 125 to 93, something like that. But they got
slapped. Yep.
Slapped.
Yeah, OKC is starting to show maturity. In order for you to go far, you have to have that maturity. And when I'm saying that mental maturity, that's just facts, bro. That's the league. It's about the mentality.
Oh snap! Something's on Sneakers app right now. Sneaker Tyler Radio.
Yeah.
In their poll,
54% of people
for early looks and kicks would give more traffic to the app. Let me peep this real quick.
Shout out to Sneaker Tyler Radio. Shout out to Sneaker Tyler Radio for that info. Shout out to him, bro.
But see, even we've talked about this, right? Early look sneaker fatigue. Like, how early do they need to show a shoe? And then how often are we seeing it before you get fatigued by it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I would say this. I would say that, and this is my own personal view of things. I've seen, prior to the UNC Reimagines releasing, I've seen more about that shoe releasing than I have on the white cement 4s that are coming out next week.
So I've always stood on the other side of the coin and said, I don't get sneaker fatigue. I'll be honest with you. I don't mind the fact if somebody drops something that's coming up for 2026 right now today. That don't bother me at all. Quite frankly, what it will help me do is prepare my finances for what's to come. If, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, let's say we did not know these white cement 4s were dropping next week. Now I done picked up these UNC ones. I might have grabbed the Mellow 12s, and then boom, white cement 4s, and I'm gonna be like, oh, come on, man. I wouldn't have messed with these UNC ones or grabbed these Mellow 12s. I would have grabbed these white, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And I'm grateful for it too. So it doesn't bother. It don't bother me at all. Personally, it doesn't bother me at all.
Look, hold on. Can you highlight Ohio's 1986 comment? He asked if GOAT app and StockX didn't exist, do y'all think resale prices of certain shoes would be as high?
Got it. We got it.
I think like this, and this goes along with what we're talking about right now, bro. Like resale, early looks, you know, all that stuff is great in generating initial hype. but it's like, you know, to keep love on a shoe, like what is it that, again, like, you know, we talked about this. Like, Jay, you mentioned about, oh, Nike needs to go back to, you know, limiting these shoes to drive hype and all that. So guess what? They've been doing that now since January. Here we are in May. Okay. Now, their stock price has done what? It's gone down. It's gone down. So they've been limiting shoes. They've been trying to generate artificial hype, doing all. And guess what's happening? It's still going the opposite direction in which they want it to go. So it ain't limiting shoes. Listen, limiting shoes ain't gonna do nothing except generate artificial hype for the time being. Because at the end of the day, if you really didn't like a shoe, but now you're leaning towards it because you see, oh well, it's limited and maybe I can make some money off of it. Like, that may bring you in initially, but once you get it in hand, a lot of times it's like, man, screw this shoe. I don't like this joint. And I'm only going to make like 40, 50 bucks off of it. So hold on. So again, like, we got to stop looking at sneakers from the niche aspect and understand that Nike, listen, Nike finds that sneakerheads important, but at the end of the day, like, screw us, because what they're trying to do is bring in the masses. They want the casuals. They want the casuals, bro. They want to bring the casuals in back over to buy. Listen, they want, when they go into the store, people thinking to themselves, damn, I need me a pair of athletic socks. What am I going to get? Nike. Not, you know what? Let me just grab the first thing. Nah, I'm going to skip over these Adidas. I want to grab the Nikes. If I need compression gear, what do I want? I'm going to skip over this Under Armour and I want to grab Nike. That's what they want, bro. They ain't going to capture that by making sneakers limited. We're going to buy these damn shoes, whether they're limited or not, most cases. And guess what? Even the shoes that are limited, what's happening? If we don't like them Jones gonna sit. Period.
If you want to cater to the masses, hey Lewis, if you want to cater to the masses, make a $50 shoe. Have a $60 shock. And
but listen, Nike is more than just sneakers. That's what we gotta stop doing. We focus on the sneaker aspect because we sneaker heads, but Nike is more than just sneakers.
Okay, hold on.
Nike is an athletic brand.
So peel back the onion real quick. I know you said, Jay, you said Nike needs to make shoes limited, blah, blah, blah. Nike has not really made a lot of shoes limited. They slowed down production and we still have 20 pairs of kicks every week that's drops. So Nike technically has not really slowed down. They slowed down on in terms of maybe their stock, but we don't have a slowdown when it comes to kicks. We are getting nothing but kick after kick after kick, and this is why everybody, most people, not everybody, are already like, this is too much, I'm done. I agree. So that part you're wrong about, and I believe you're wrong because I feel the way I'm saying it is correct. I do not believe that shoes will make Nike stock go up, but it will help to create that hype and that demand because everybody wants exclusivity, and not necessarily everybody. It is the younger crowd. The younger crowd likes to go on TikTok. They like to say, look at me. Look what I have.
Hold on. By that aspect, but from that aspect, you got to remember though, this younger generation, they move different because they doing that same thing. They doing that same thing with fake sneakers right now, bro. So miss me with this exclusivity nonsense, okay? Because they out here going after these fake sneakers too. They're proud of it. You know damn well they proud of it.
So, and this is why, hey Jay, we appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna catch you tomorrow, famo. I'm gonna catch you tomorrow. We're gonna have that convo, and this is why.
Yeah. Thanks for typing in.
This is we're about to cut it up, but this is why again, Mr. Thing said the same thing, and I said again, this also could be a potential market shift when it comes to like pricing. The community and the people who purchase the kicks are saying it's too much, lower the price. I don't disagree with that, but pricing is part of the issue.
Well, all right. I'm gonna piggyback off what Lewis said. You know, think of Nike as a brand, right? Beyond sneakers, fine. Right now, they got these wing logo shirts right here. I'm wearing one of them. $63. I didn't pay that because y'all know I got a Nike hookup. But I ain't paying no 60. They got sweats, $60 sweats. That's look. If you want to appeal to the masses, you need to lower them prices. I mean, I understand it's someone might even consider Nike a luxury brand at this point, especially when it comes to athletics. And I would say they are. If you want to appeal to the masses, lower your prices.
A luxury brand, but see, but I would say this though: the masses don't really be on sneakers app like that. Like, for example, when a release comes, right? When a release comes out, how many people? When we got the shoe on reserve and we know how to reserve a shoe from said place like Dick's Sporting Goods or JD Sport, how often are you in there picking up your reserve pair and you got people walking in talking about, yeah, I'm trying to get this shoe, and they're like, do you have it on reserve? And they're like, what you mean you have it on reserve?
Well,
we in 2025 and there's still people out here that ain't using these apps to try to cop. They just happen to hear, oh, the shoe's releasing this week, and they go into the store to try to pick that joint up.
well, I mean, again, knowledge is power, and you got to remember, Dick's Sporting Goods is kind of new. I didn't say new; they're kind of new to copping like Jordan kicks that people want. And No Hype said, "Bruh, it's true. They went to wearing, they're wearing cleats casual."
I saw that now.
You see what I'm saying? So
and Adidas came out with something to where it's like a slip-on you can put over the cleats to be able to wear them like regular sneakers. Adidas came out with something like that. It's like a rubber covering that'll cover the cleats so they can wear them like that.
yeah. Yep.
But again, where did this trend start? I know exactly what you're talking about. The wearing the cleats trend. Yeah, I've seen that. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, you got to understand this too, though, right? If we can remember when we was back in high school, we was always trying to do something to draw some attention to ourselves, good, bad, or indifferent, because we ain't know no better. Okay, but in the same token, guess what? People was out here wearing those Travis Scott golf cleats casually too. Just for some, that's the only Travis Scott they ever was able to get their hands on.
So I get it, but there is kind of a difference between like a cleat and a Travis Scott cleat. There's a huge difference, but I vibe with what you're saying.
I'm just saying what's seen happening. It's not even trying to prove something. It's just stuff that we've seen out here happening. Right. By that token, bro, like again, at the end of the day, like Nike, what you're seeing right now with Nike share price and this is the thing, like I'm sure you probably already mentioned it's a sign of what the investor confidence is within the brand. The fact that the earnings are down like that and just I'm sure there's market polls out there, secret shopper stuff going on out there, bringing in data as to what the consumers are doing when it comes to buying Nike and Jordan brand. And in that aspect, like it used to be, Nike was seen as that top brand that you want to be able to wear, whether it be the football gloves, the cleats, compression clothes, wristbands, headbands, even down for some down to the underwear. Like you seen it in movies, it was like Nike or nothing. And to that aspect, did Adidas not have a run like that back during the Run DMC days?
Like,
So you gotta look at it like this too, and this is what we talked about on Saturday. Nike has to get better at their technology, and I'm gonna give you a prime example. Where your kicks. Back in the day, yes, Nike was seen above and all, and to include, we must say Adidas has always been in that top running. Adidas ain't going nowhere. But now you have other brands that kicks are cheaper, or if not the same price, with the same tech, if not better tech. Let's just be honest. New Balance has stepped it up, right? You have Saucony, who's back in the game right now, right? Potentially, we talking about Reebok trying to make that comeback, right? You have iCloud, you have Hoka, so you have still Brooks. So people now are literally going to other brands because of what? Their main focus is comfortability now. And a lot of people will tell you, we know that Nike is more than Jordan, but when you think of Nike, you think of Jordan first. A lot of people say certain Jordan models are not comfortable for whatever weird reason, and they go into other brands like Asics who are comfortable and that have some type of styling that they like, but it's the comfortability. We're in the comfortability era, and we are in the sports athletic era. Not looking good and my dogs is barking.
So a lot of times people will make purchases and then emotionally explain to you why they made that purchase. Like at the end of the day, what would you guys say gave more way to these other brands, particularly like in Adidas, being able to have the market share they have? Is it really down to marketability or the ability to actually cop said shoe and be able to put it on feet?
I think
because if I recall, go ahead, Jay.
I think it's both. I think what you just said is both, right? There's a season for everything, bro. Right? Just like the Sambas, right? You and I talked about the Sambas. Inexpensive kick, right? It gives you an old vibe, but people rocking it because it's also Adidas is known for comfort.
But is that shoe comfortable? Because that I'm looking at that midsole. That thing's like what, a half-inch thick? Pause. Like that. Like you look at the shoe, it looks like you standing it flat. Like it doesn't look like it's got any arch to it at all.
Well, I'm not saying that particular shoe is, but I'm saying
I've never worn a pair. That's what I'm asking.
Remember, that's what I'm saying. I don't have a pair, but I'm saying Adidas is known for comfort.
But I would like to know if that shoe really is that comfortable, because for the amount of Sambas that they sell, I'm looking at that shoe and there's no way I find it to be that comfortable with as flat as it is. So by that aspect, like the comfortability doesn't work in that argument to be able to buy the Sambas.
But I wasn't saying Sambas per se. I was just saying pricing, but
correct.
But
I'm not.
You know what I mean? They're known for comfort, but yeah.
But within that aspect, if we recall, during pandemic times, we had the fight against the bots, and pretty much everybody was upset in the fact that it was so difficult to try to cop a damn shoe, okay? Because you couldn't put no footwork in, right? Yep. All you had was the internet. And I can recall a lot of people getting to the point where they said, screw it, I'm just going to start buying sneakers from these other brands because I can't get my hands on these Nikes. And then once they did it, to the part of the defense as to why they did it was, oh, well, these are way more comfortable than Jordans.
So you feel like they're putting some type of validation as to why they're
all right. Listen, bro. Let's keep this all the way at beam, bro. Okay. Let's keep this all the way at beam. You take whatever the most popular ASIC model is, okay, and you put it up against, you know, even a Jordan 1, 2, or 3, bro. Okay, people are going to be able to recognize the Jordan sneaker before they recognize what that ASIC sneaker is.
Without question.
Okay.
Like, listen, even the lady, okay, in your podcast that you did, right? The female doctor, she said she would pick the Asics.
Yep.
I would guarantee you she probably don't watch a lick of freaking sports.
That's not true.
Okay. I said probably.
Hmm.
Probably. Okay. Does she watch sports like that? What sports is she into?
I mean, she watched basketball. She watched soccer.
Okay. So when you ask the guy about what shoe he would choose, you could see part of his response was emotional to say, I'm choosing the Jordan.
So you got to remember.
When you asked her, she was just like, yeah, give me that Asics shoe.
But you got to remember, she's picking the Asics because her defense, when you listen to the podcast, she talked about why she loves Asics. She said she loves Asics because Asics are super comfortable. She loves the flexibility of the kick and how she loves the arch of the midsole. So she was going off the fact that mostly because of the comfortability, right? Like that was her statement before she said, "Hey, I'm picking the Asics," right? But yes, you're correct. I don't want to put a gender role into the kick game, but let's be honest, it's mostly fellas who would pick a J generally. I'm not saying all the time, but then Asics go another way. So, yes, no hype for her feet. She loves Asics, right? So she was like, "Hey, man, she's about comfortability."
But Jay,
Mm-hmm.
how many pairs of heels does she own?
I don't know. I'm quite sure enough.
but the reason why I'm bringing that up is, okay, most women will tell you high heels are not freaking comfortable to wear, yet they got a whole stack of them in their damn closet. Look at the position a high heel puts them in, bro. Matter of fact, there's a lot of women who have suffered Achilles tears because of wearing high heels so much, and then when they stop wearing them and they're trying to do other things, their Achilles tendon is so tight because of the fact that they've been in high heels that it makes it easy for them to go ahead and tear because they don't have that normal stretch effect. So by that aspect, bro, high heels are not very comfortable to wear. But what do they say, right? For women, right? Pain is beauty, or beauty is pain, or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll walk around in some uncomfortable high heels because it matches their outfit.
Okay, wear your kicks, but that's the same thing for fellas when we talk about, listen, I don't think Air Jordan 4s are uncomfortable. I think they're comfortable as heck.
But what were Jordan sneakers made to do? What were they originally made to do?
I mean, for the court. We know
exactly.
But they ain't for the court no more.
Exactly. Most people ain't playing basketball, they're just walking around in them.
Right, but people still say my pinky hurts.
Yeah, but for the amount of people that walk around and try not to crease up their shoes, what are they doing in that aspect? And it's not even me coming at just you in particular. I'm just bringing up the hypocrisy of just this whole notion of comfortability, right? Yet there's how many things out here people are wearing on a daily basis that are uncomfortable to wear. Yet it's cool now to rag on Jordan sneakers and say, well, I don't buy them no more because they ain't comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, me personally, I understand what you're saying, but for me personally, I think Jordans are comfortable as heck. 1 through 12, especially 1 through 11, I have no issues at all with any of them. We grew up in a different era. We didn't grow up in this weird era where like kids now have to rock Crocs because you know they dogs barking and they haven't done nothing. They got to wear certain particular slides. So we came in a different era. So it's hard to really compare our era, to this current era. What's going on? Let's be honest, right?
No, facts.
So I think from that aspect, and I hear what you're saying, bro. I know it ain't like, oh, JJ, I know that, bro. I know that.
No, I mean, really, I'm just listen. Again, I'm not even. It's not even directed towards you.
I know,
It's
I know.
just,
Yeah,
generating the conversation and trying to generate the thought for everybody.
yeah, absolutely. I get it. But I will tell this to the chat, man. Like you know what? Like, listen, if y'all know one thing about me, I'm open really to like all brands, like for real, for real. I'm telling you right now, man. Try some New Balance. My son has a wide foot. My son literally went first and said, I want these shoes. They were talking about J's, he wanted the Nikes. And it's very rare I can find Nikes for my son that really fit him right. My son put them on and said, Dad, these too tight. I felt them. I was like, damn, these boy guys a wide foot. Pause. My son went right back to he went right back to his trusty New Balance. He got a different pair of New Balance. I'm telling you right now. So when we talk about, we're not in that era of comfort, bruh. I'm telling you right now, I don't make decisions for my son what he wears. I said, bro, buy what you want, get it. He put on 2 pairs of Nike. He said, man, no, Dad, I can't do this. I want my New Balance back. He went right on over there. I said, well, pick whichever one you want. He grabbed a different pair of New Balance and he said, this fit good, Dad. I like the way this fit, and I think the shoe looks pretty nice. I felt his foot. He said, I say, bro, this does not feel tight on your foot, and we walked right out the store. So again, this era, they do care about comfort, bro. It does depend on your foot, bro. And if you have an arch, that is true. It does depend.
Mr. Thing, you on mute.
Yep, you on mute.
Oh yeah, my bad. I was just saying what up to Philly. Yep.
Yeah, that's facts. Philly, right though. That's 100% facts though.
I'm getting some Van New Schools here soon, and no hype. My daughter loves those. I clean those on the whenever I do like my little sneaker cleaning. I pull on my daughter's Vans because she be dogging them, which is good. I mean, she's wearing her kicks, and I like to clean them up for her. And so my daughter, she wanted. This is back when everything was expensive. I had gotten her some military blacks, whatever size she was, and they were like $400. And I had to tap that resale, and then the new trend, on whatever she's watching, TikTok or IG, whatever it is, everybody was in these new schools, these Vans. Don't quote me on it, but back then they were like $70. So I was like, yeah, you can get as many Vans as you want. You know what I mean? Like
the black ones with the white stripe.
Yep.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. With the fat laces and everything. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. You know what I mean? So she was just, on whatever trend, whatever hot trend, whatever the masses are doing, yeah, she's jumping on board with it, and I respect it. I was like, your style is your style. It's all good. But you're right. I mean, because people even look at me and say the same thing. They're like, yo, Mr. Think, you got you real heavy on the Nikes. And I'm like, yeah, that's just me because that's what I wore growing up. Like I used to hoop in these kicks when I was younger, so, but I'm not hooping now and I'm just throwing them on for casual wear and blah, blah, blah.
I mean,
I don't have nothing against, any of our brands. I just don't be rocking them. That's all. I don't got nothing against them. I just don't be rocking them. Like when I was a kid, I'm flat out put it out there because the culture, y'all talked about this. The culture has changed. When I was a kid, man, if you ain't have J's on your feet, fam, like you gonna get laughed at. I'm just flat out. So, you know what I mean? Like you go to school with some New Balances on your feet and they're comfortable. They're good for your feet. All that good stuff. You go to school with some New Balances on your feet, man. People will look at you like, yo.
Yeah. Listen, wearing a pair of New Balances is on the same level as wearing a pair of Nike Monarchs.
The Monarchs?
Oh, yeah.
So, like I said, I don't got nothing against it. And trust me, like, Jay, I'm going to be honest with you. I've watched a lot of videos when it comes to pertaining to your feet because I have flat feet, and which is the reason why I love the Jordan 1 because it's a flat shoe. And people would naturally think that, it's a flat shoe and you got flat feet. That must be killing your feet. That's not how it works for me. When you put my foot in like this heavy arch, that hurts my foot because my foot's flat, and you're doing something like this on the flat
Yeah,
foot.
pushing up,
Yeah, you're literally creating
pushing
an arch
up on the
that's not there.
bones, and yeah.
Yes, that hurts. That actually hurts.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it. Listen, I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. Like, I cannot wear dress shoes to work. I can't do it. Like, it hurts. It hurts my, like, honestly. First couple weeks of my new job, I was wearing trying to wear like they weren't even like quote unquote real dress shoes, but they had the dress shoe sound when you walked them, if that makes sense. Okay.
That's terrible.
All right. So, but what I'm saying is, like, you walking around in them things, standing around, like, as soon as you took them off your feet, it was like I felt my joints like reshift or something.
Yeah.
So I started wearing different J's to work. And I just remember, like, my legs is feeling so much better at the end of the day versus wearing them damn dress shoes. Like, screw them damn dress shoes, bro. I'm rocking these J's. Now, there's only certain ones I can really wear due to the color scheme and stuff like that. But again, like, fatigue. Listen, having fatigue in coming from what you have on feet is a real thing. It's a real thing. Like, to be on your feet all day, walking around, doing different things, lifting stuff, dropping stuff off, bending, reaching, pause if that's pause worthy. Like, all that stuff is wear and tear daily on your body physically. And so if you can throw something on feet that's comfortable to wear and prevent you from getting just that muscle and joint fatigue from wearing something uncomfortable, like, that's what you got to do.
Now you're right, and you're right. And to your point, Lewis, there are times when people look down at my feet and they're like, "No, you ain't working in flu games." Oh, yes, I am. They're comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't bother me not one bit. But because people look at that as disrespecting the shoe, I'm like, I need to take care of my dogs, man. I work in Jordan 2s. I work in all types of sneakers because they're comfortable for me, and I love it.
Bro,
I don't.
what?
At that point, I don't really care how much it costs.
Shoes. Let me think. 7s, 8s. Yeah.
13s. Don't forget about
12s, 13s. Like, those are the ones where the air unit is pretty much almost throughout the entire. And some of them do have the air unit throughout the. Like, in a 12, you can feel the air unit in the heel and up in the toe area when you walk in. Comfortable as all hell to wear some 12, bro. Regardless of how bulky they look on feet to some, comfortable as all hell to wear.
Right. Yo, it is 11:26. I know y'all got work early in the morning. It's only 9:26 here. I'm about to play some Dead by Daylight myself.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I need to get up. I need to get to bed because your boy got an early day.
Me too.
Y'all get in on the raffles for the White Cement Force today? Yes. DSG, I got in at Foot Locker. Was it Foot Locker? Yep. Foot Locker.
Are we trying to run it back? Have ourselves a military Blue 4 type of weekend?
Hey, you never know.
A Bread 4 weekend? Multiple hits?
You never know.
Hey, let's do
you
it.
Never know, fam. You never know.
Hey,
for those y'all,
I think
appreciate y'all
got a raffle too.
Probably. Hey, appreciate y'all up in the chat. You guys haven't had a chance yet. I did drop a video on those Rare Air 3s.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to peep it. You have to drop the video since the beginning of the year, so I'm gonna have to peep that.
Man, I have not.
I know. I'm just busting your chops, man. Maria gotta let you get some video time in, man.
Oh, now see. Now why you gotta do that?
Yeah.
Why you gotta do that?
That just happened.
Nah.
Let's have that conversation right now. First and foremost, you know damn well, that ain't the reason. You know damn well that ain't the reason. Okay?
Y'all out there cha-chaing like the mask and whatnot, you know?
Man, listen. All right, hold on a second.
Yeah.
What's this guy? Let me get my camera going real quick.
He had to turn on the camera for me now.
I had to turn on the camera because I'm home. Let me tell you something right now, bro. And nah, don't even come to me that way.
My man
Nah.
out there getting it.
Nah, I mean, listen, to keep it a beam, since I started the new job, I've had fatigue just trying to get some of these videos out. But I said to myself, I was like, I got to get these damn videos back up and running again. That being said, too, okay? I done passed on a bunch of shoes, though.
Me too.
Or I waited and had to pick them up late due to the fact that I've been taking them big old fat L's.
That's fair.
Okay?
Like,
So
no,
granted, do I have the brick by bricks? Yeah. Do I have 85 highs? Yeah. Do I have the Union? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, do I have the the Fuse Blue Armor 3s? Yep, got them too. I got the P-Rise coming in though.
Nice.
I'm gonna drop a review on them P-Rise. But I'm gonna tell you this though, bro. Them Rare Air 3s, I should have gave a rating on them joints, but yeah, they should have gave us a little better leather quality on them joints. In my opinion. They should have, bro. Like, listen, you pawn them Rare Airs, but you giving me Green Glow 3 leather on them.
Why
joints.
do you have to pick the Green Glow?
Because the Green Glow, because the Green Glow 3s came out before the Black Cement 3s, right? And the Black Cement 3s got Green Glow 3 leather. Right? The leather is not that thick. Pause.
This is what they could have gave us.
Hey, wear your kicks. Hey, bro,
Yeah. Just listen. Now, granted, did they hit us with a $225 price tag on them joints? No. But still, you calling them Rare Airs, like, you know, listen, that mirrored swoosh on the right heel, that's a dope little feature on there we've never gotten before. I'm telling you, man, like, come on. You could get something.
I'm gonna need you to get a little stressing in life, man. You looking a little bit too black right there, man. All right, you need to increase them stress levels.
Yeah. Look, my forehead looking all shiny right now. This light reflecting off
Yeah,
this
because
joint.
you was out there.
I was out there in the sun. You're right.
No, it's still looking light to me, bro. You still look real light, man. You light skinned, man.
Hey, no one said I was black, like blackity black, bro.
Yeah, I know you ain't looking like me. I know you looking real.
I'm definitely darker than you, bro. I'm definitely darker than you, bro.
Bro, you listen. You lying to yourself, bro.
Bro, hold your arm up to the camera real quick.
Bro, you the color eggshell. You the color eggshell.
Yeah. Man, listen. See, Jay been in the house too long. They ain't letting you out. They ain't letting you outside.
Man, listen, man. Everybody.
Hey, hold up. Did y'all hear about that last quote unquote plantation that burnt down?
Yeah, the White Castle.
You hear that joint? The last slave plantation that burnt down or something like that? Yep. Bro, the amount of memes I done seen that people out here producing right now is the internet, bro. This is why the internet is undefeated.
Undefeated.
Did y'all talk about them what is it? What's else out there? What is it? The gorilla versus 100 men? Y'all talk about that too?
Nah, we didn't even touch that.
Oh, y'all never touched. Oh, man, look.
It's a
little too late to talk about that now, but man, listen.
Philly said that's not the last plantation.
That's not who said that's what they were saying it was. I mean, I didn't do no research on it.
Yeah, me neither.
I have
If there's more out there, you know what?
Real quick.
You know what? That's the topic for the next live next Saturday. 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, One Pair at a Time podcast. Make sure y'all be there.
Real quick. Jay, have you heard about this? The gorilla versus 1 man deal? 100 men?
Yeah, I mean, it's a dude who had a video about it.
Man.
Yeah,
What's your take on
I
it?
saw it. It was on TikTok.
Like, I legit saw someone give a breakdown. Like, if and they scientifically put it out there that gorillas don't necessarily fight for that long. So on the fatigue factor, you'd be able to 100 people fighting a gorilla would be able to wear them out. But the thing is will you actually find once that fight starts, you know, and the gorilla starts ripping through, breaking limbs, ripping through some of the people, would you still find people with the heart to continue to go after the gorilla? Like, they said the bite force alone is like over 1,000 square inches or something like that. Let alone the strength that they have and when they said when the gorilla fight, like they be trying to club at him.
Right.
Yeah, they
I'm
strong.
gonna be honest with you. You're right, man. If you get the right men, of course 100 men can defeat one gorilla. I don't know why people are so scared of an animal, but at the end of the day, look, man, I watched a gorilla run from a dog on one of those Canadian geese that was flapping at it. One geese, one gorilla, and the Canadian geese was flapping hard at it, and the gorilla was like, ooh, 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 and started moving away. Look, presence means everything. Presence means everything. If you get 100 men to line up and march towards this gorilla, that gorilla's gonna haul some ass and say, I don't want no part of these 100 individual humans right here. Presence. The only time a gorilla really gonna fight is if it's over trying to mate with a female or take over territory. But most of the time, most of the tactics they use, like the beating the chest and all that, is it's basically to scare off the others. They don't necessarily want to fight. They don't necessarily actually want to fight. You don't get on no gorilla trying to knuckle up and trying to box no gorilla. Listen to me. You're going to be jamming your thumb into his eye. You're going to be grabbing that gorilla's nuts. I don't care what you can say what you want. There's a way to fight. Nah, hold on a second, bro. There's a way to fight for your life. There's a way to fight for your life. Man, that gorilla's going to be missing hair and all types of stuff. Look, man, ain't nobody going to be out there trying to box no gorilla. Ain't nobody trying to put no gorilla in no figure four and all that stuff, man. Look, there's a way to fight for your life. I legit was watching a video where they was talking about how like it was like 9 chimpanzees went in and like fought like 5 gorillas. It was like a silverback and like 4 females or something like that, bro. My man at some point he booked out of there and the females people gonna have pumes anyway. It's gonna be a real quick fight. No. See, that's where you're wrong. Because they said you ain't gonna be able to use no weapon. Now, if they, bro, hold on a second. We're talking about humans. Humans cheat. If they had, listen. There's no Watutu out there taking out gorillas, bro. You know that. No problem. You talking about 3 or 4 of them. But we hard facts. And it ain't 100 of them either. All right, facts. All right, but remove the spears and weapons and all that. You talking about barehanded. Right. You ain't got nothing to use out there. Barehanded against a gorilla. I'm telling you right now, some of y'all gonna die before that gorilla dies. Oh, without a doubt. Okay. Yeah. Some of y'all gonna die before that gorilla dies. Philly, to your point, I actually know zoologists. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. Yeah, listen, they said, here's the thing, right? Because I watched a lot of Animal Planet. And they was talking about how the chimpanzees, when they fight, they go in, like the other males, they go in there and try to rip the testicles off of them. That's fair. That's true. Like I said, ain't no fair fights, man. Yeah, man. They listen, the one thing we have over them is the
the reasoning factor and all that. Okay, that's just the one thing we got over them. But in terms of pure physical attributes, yeah, go ahead,
Yep.
go
Gonna
ahead.
lose
Hey,
every time.
Ohio, yes. I would see. Look right here. Look, a better comparison would be like 10. You know, versus
10 chance
100.
first 100 men. Oh,
But 1 versus 100, yeah, humans gonna win, bro. I'm sorry, humans gonna win. Humans gonna
I think chimpanzees, they said, is 10 times stronger than the average man. 10 times.
yeah, male, probably a male chimp. Yeah,
And have you ever seen a male chimpanzee punch a
Bro.
stone door? Bruh, that a chimpanzee will rip your face off. Like I'm talking about, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They will rip. They can rip testicles off you, bro.
A chimpanzee
what?
grab you. That's it.
I honestly think in today's culture, this is actually like Dwayne Saunders in the build.
What up,
I actually think in today's culture, this is actually a good conversation to have amongst men, just to kind of see how men have actually changed in 2025. I think this is a great conversation. If 100 men don't think they can beat one gorilla, look, what type of men are you sending out there? Like you said, Lewis, because Lewis, you actually draw a good point. You can have 100 men lined up there, and after the first 5 go out there and literally get their skulls crushed with no pressure at all, smack, like a watermelon.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be like, no, and they're gonna retreat. You're right.
Hey,
Fellas, listen, I gotta get going, man. Your boy,
Yeah.
Your boy got a super
Yeah, I feel
early
you.
day.
Shout
Hey,
out to
y'all,
everybody who
listen.
tapped in, man. Subscribe to our channels. We got One Pair at a Time on Saturday. Rear Kicks 26, J Elevate. I'm Mr. Think I'm Possible. I appreciate the love that was shared today. Man, we got a dono in the house, and it's always love on this side. We will catch y'all on the next one. Thanks for tapping on this beautiful Sunday. I know it was random, but you know what? Sometimes life is random.
Hey, damn, you
Always
hear
love, man. We'll holler at y'all on the next one.